How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
The Son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father. Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than your father.
What are you going to do about it? There's a monster afoot and you know it.
Well, we've warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Thom Lang.
And I'm Bill Evenson. And this week we're talking about Son of Frankenstein from 1939, minute 18, starring Pinky Atwell and no one else.
No one else. Rathbone is good. It's just the character is written in such a way that it's hard to foster any sympathy for him.
Yeah, that's true. This is a great minute for that.
Yeah.
Because like I alluded to last week, he's clueless, but he does a great job.
Yeah, no, I think he gets knocked
Pompous.
around. He gets knocked around a lot for overacting, and there's a few scenes later on in the film where that's definitely true.
Yeah, there's very short,
Yeah,
well,
but overall, he gives a fine performance. It's just that the character is such a pompous dick that it's hard to engender any kind of sympathy for him at all.
All right, I'm starting to come around to this Bowles theory.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
See?
That would be good.
You know what we're talking about. Wolf doesn't believe in ghosts.
Oh, that's good. I don't either.
I don't either.
Okay.
No, I think it's a bunch of hogwash.
It's hooey.
Scientifically proven hooey.
Yep.
I would love for there to be ghosts. I'd love to see one, but
That's true.
nope. I'd love to see Bigfoot too, but that ain't going to happen either.
Yep. Well, yep.
Why, do you disagree?
I just like the comparison because I was about to say it would be nice to think that you could communicate with your long lost loved ones.
That too.
Or Bigfoot.
Communicate with
You could
Bigfoot.
communicate
Well,
with
you
Bigfoot.
have a lovely lunch with him someday.
Fucking Bigfoot. He likes those
Sure.
beef sticks or whatever on TV.
Yeah.
That's good. Our listeners might not even know what that is then. It might just be a local thing.
Jack Links, I think they're national.
They're
It's
national. Okay. Are they international? 'Cause we have
no,
listeners
I have
in the
no
United
idea.
Kingdom.
It's basically
And the Netherlands.
beef. Basically
A
beef.
big presence in the Netherlands.
Yes, we do. Beef jerky.
That's right.
And they had the campaign Messing with Sasquatch. The commercials were actually pretty funny.
Yep.
That's all I know about that.
Krog only believes in ghosts when they commit
murder.
Which I don't think it's a good rule to live by, especially if you're a police inspector.
No.
Another ghost murder? Case closed. Yep, that's kind of an easy way out for
I
him.
think the Minneapolis police are going to start adopting that.
Yep. I don't know. Must have been a ghost. But you were sitting on his neck. All right, that's not good.
Oh! Too soon? No.
Oh, yeah.
Not soon enough.
Probably. Or maybe not soon enough. Yeah, it depends on your take.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're referring to the monster.
Perhaps. I like that perhaps.
Yeah.
Where he kind of takes
Well,
a
again,
step.
he takes a step off to the side and then stands there very imperiously with his arm behind his back.
Kind of
and
adjusts his gun a little bit.
Yeah.
Or touches his gun anyway.
Well, don't we always?
Isn't that just like a man?
Yep. Touches his gun any chance he gets. And, we finally get a mention of the monster. It's been a long time since it was
Oh,
brought
you're
up.
referring to the monster. Yeah,
that's right.
Great.
It's a Frankenstein film.
That's right. Yeah, true. We got to get this in there.
Yeah.
Got to squeeze this
Squeeze
in.
that in there somehow amongst all this domestic nonsense.
So that's what this conversation will be. There's a component to this conversation in a couple of weeks that they'll get into more, but it's the turning point of this conversation. It's now someone mentioned ghosts. Krog says when they commit murder. Mm-hmm. It does kind of tie up everything, all those weird.
I think he finally gets around to the point he was originally came there to make.
Yeah, we got problems here
without
Baron
supposedly putting Wolf on the defensive immediately by saying, "Oh, I'm here to protect you," and then just almost insidiously leading to this,
right?
Which is why he came to begin with.
Yep, they're afraid of these simple villagers are afraid of ghosts. I don't believe in them. Do you? When they commit murder, which is not, again, it's not sensical. It's nonsensical. It doesn't really follow, and it's not also what he means, kind of.
No.
But in a way, it is.
But it's again, it's just this sort of this circular way that they're talking.
Yeah.
Krog not wanting to Well, playing his cards close to the vest. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to spill everything right away.
Right.
And just keep Wolf on his toes, basically.
Yeah, which is...
and it works.
Which is another reason why it's such a better film than it would have been in the script.
Oh,
where
right.
It's my old friend, my childhood friend.
Yep.
He's not going to put you on the defensive, and I'll have more to say about that in coming weeks, but it's quite the opposite.
Yes. Yeah, the villain's very silly and superstitious, but to talk about this murdering ghost seems kind of silly.
Yeah.
Kind of dumb.
Yep. Well, it only lasts for a second.
It's only really in this scene.
Well, and then Wolf says, "Oh, you're talking about the monster."
But it comes up later that they mentioned the murdering ghost.
Yeah.
Within this scene.
Yep.
So just kind of a dumb.
Does he say murdering ghost?
Yeah.
Oh,
hence the murdering ghost.
Okay.
It's kind of dumb.
It is. It's dumb. Yeah. But it's also not what he means, right? He means the monster.
Well, right.
It doesn't matter because Krog's got a job to do, and yeah, maybe it is a ghost. The point is something fucking
somebody's
messed
murdering
up here, and you waltzed into it here, Wolf. Just so you know, you got issues, and I think it points to your castle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess in some vague way.
Well, I mean,
it makes a hell of a lot more sense than what we saw in the other scene where everybody just hated him because his name was Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And bless his father, who was the greatest man that ever lived.
Apparently.
I like the next thing is, can we just keep the facts, Inspector? That my father instilled life into a dead man is perfectly true. I just love that line.
Well, first he says it was destroyed years ago.
Oh, he does say that.
Yeah, because you're referring to the monster.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Oh, he was destroyed years ago.
Yep.
Perhaps.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good stuff. Mm-hmm. Because it ties up the thing I was just saying about why he's here.
Yeah, and then I think that's where Krog is just standing there rock steady and just, yeah, exactly. But he doesn't couch it that way. He's perhaps. Again, keeping Wolf on his toes.
I watched a documentary that came out recently called Sophie. It's called Sophie : I can't remember what it's called.
Sophie's colon.
Sophie's : yeah, it's the sequel to Sophie's Choice. I don't know.
No.
I don't know what that could mean. Anyways, what it is it's this little village in Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Where people come to live.
Where the woman was murdered?
The woman was murdered.
From France?
Sophie from France was murdered.
Socialite or something?
Yeah. Did you see it?
No, it's on my list.
Well, I'll just spoil the first.
Yeah.
It must be in the first few minutes. Her being murdered was a big deal.
Well,
people don't get murdered in every small town in the world.
Yeah, the preview, there's a woman, she's like, yeah, this is the first homicide we've ever had.
Right. And so that's why I look at what Krog is up to here. Because when we're talking about it, it sounds a little silly. Like, I'm trying to make it... It sounds as if I'm trying to make it make sense that Krog is saying, again, the murderous ghost and that kind of stuff. Well, maybe it's the monster. Well, the monster was destroyed years ago. Well, that's preposterous. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Krog's theory is a good one. Why are all these people getting murdered? It's as good as anything at this point. Right. Because in this circumstance of a small town where there's all these murders and there's a history of murder, maybe this is all tied together somehow.
We referenced Young Frankenstein, and there's talk of that.
I don't remember this.
No, from 5 times before or something like that, when the town everybody's gathered and talking to the burgomaster. And
that just keeps happening here?
Yeah.
We just keep having the same problem?
Same 5 times before. And I'm not sure which 5 they're referring to.
Well, that's one of the minutes we'll get to in about 8 years.
I'm assuming it's discounting the House films and Abbott and Costello.
Okay.
Then it would be 5. But that's
we'll
get there in 20 years or something. So
depends on what counts as a time.
Yeah, let's stick to facts.
All right, let's stick to the facts. What do you got?
That my father instilled life into a dead man is perfectly true.
I just love that line. This is a B movie.
It's not accurate.
That body is not dead. It has never lived.
Because
that body had never lived.
That body had never lived, although he said it was dead in that same scene.
Yeah, right.
But what I like about it is that it's there's something about a movie like this where if you walked into the room and that was the first line, you know what I mean? I just think that's not what movies are for, but it's how we consume them often.
Now,
and have in our entire lifetime, right?
Yeah, right. You flip on the TV.
First time you saw this, you might very well have seen it at 12:30 on a Sunday, and you walked in the room and the first line, can we stick to facts, Inspector? That my father instilled life into a dead man is perfectly true. Like, that's a reasonable thing that happened. It's not a big deal. I'm totally willing to concede that.
How many times I've had to say that?
I know. If I had a nickel. And I like that about it because it also, like I said, it's a B movie thing, but it's a concession that it seems like these films are happy to make. Like we went through some of this in previous minutes about who knows what the hell's going on. Like at the end of Frankenstein, Henry's allowed to go along to go and look for the fiend.
Yeah. Like who knows what?
Like,
but it seems like it's not any kind of a secret.
By this point, it's a completely famous thing that happened.
Yeah, Pretorius uses it as a threat, yet it still seems like everybody knows this is what happened.
Yes, right. Good point.
You know, where the Hammer films, he covers his tracks pretty well.
That's a good point. It's the opposite there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
people know, but he takes great pains to hide it.
Yes.
Whereas Henry doesn't seem to be, doesn't bother to.
And by the time you get to Wolf, he's like, all right, let's stick to facts. Yeah. My dad created a monster. Blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit?
Well, then he goes on this rant that's pretty good.
Yes.
The stories of the creature have been so greatly exaggerated, the telling and retelling.
I love that line.
Yeah.
The telling and the retelling.
This is where he gets, really...
You know what?
Really
I love it so much. I don't mean to disrupt your flow of your card, but...
and my impression
of Rathbone. It's just like this movie that was made without a script. Like, he's great. He's doing great. Like, when did he get these lines? When did these pages show up? That morning?
From what I understand, a lot of it was, yeah.
It's not being fucked up, you know?
No, not yet. There's moments later where it's
not yet.
Everything flies out the window, and you're like, wait a minute. You just said this, but now you're saying this.
Okay, that's right. That does happen.
There's a lot of it, and then there's a lot of pointless running back and forth that I think points up how it was shot. But individual scenes and lines.
And I'll defend the worst one.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
Not going to do it today.
Telling and the simple folk of this neighborhood now believe him to have been the most fiendish monster that ever walked this earth.
This is a great line. I can almost take it apart word by word. The simple folk is great. It's totally what he thinks of these people.
Yep.
And by this point, who could blame him? He's already
everybody's been rude to him. Yeah.
There's I don't know if you saw when they were bringing in the crates, but the guy was very angry. That's better, actually. That is what it is. The simple folk of this neighborhood is weird.
Yeah,
that's a weird thing.
Yeah, you go over to the next development, and they're fine. They're fine.
That's true. He's just a short walk over to where
they're fine.
There's the monster is probably considered a hero. But they now believe him to have been the most fiendish monster that ever walked this earth. I do like that at this point in the story, and we've certainly dissected it quite a bit to get to this point.
Right.
He isn't all that fiendish. There have been some real problematic things for the monster.
Yes.
But a lot of it, arguably all of it, is you can explain it.
Yeah, it's okay. So we're getting
maybe not justifiable in every case.
No, but we're getting into territory where I have issues. This is my main qualm with this film is that we're getting back
to gotten there though yet.
We're getting there.
Wolf is on your side on this. That's what I think is interesting about it.
All right, but the film itself, not Wolf's attitude here. Overall, the film itself goes back to the Flurry iteration where the monster had no personality, had no humanity, had no sympathy whatsoever, and that's what they're building up to here.
And we're going to argue again. I don't see that here. I see it the opposite way. I see it as...
Well, Wolf is saying yes, is the opposite.
Wolf is saying the opposite.
Right.
Yeah. And we don't have anything else to go on at this point.
Nah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we get there, we'll have to get there.
Yeah, all right. Fine.
I don't disagree with you that this movie presents... Certainly the monster's character is not given the depth that we've seen up till now. So I can't really defend it all that much.
Okay.
So we're good.
All right. And I like how Krog just stands there stoically, letting him go off like an idiot.
Yeah.
Just looking straight ahead. Just okay. You have your little rant, and
have
then
your little fit,
and then I'll tear you down again.
Yeah. It's Well, I mean, it's perfectly in keeping with everything we've seen up to this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, everybody sees it coming except Wolf.
Yep.
And then he says, "The most vivid recollection of my life."
Well, first, did you honestly know of one criminal act that this poor creature committed?
I like it.
Yeah, because it sets him up for the fall, and then there's the Castle Thunder sound effect comes in.
Yep.
It's because it's been quiet
Yeah.
through this whole sequence.
Yep.
And it really punctuates that
Totally.
moment.
I like that too.
Yeah. Did you ever even see him?
Yeah, he's so unaware of what he's walking into
Yeah.
that he decides to up it to something.
Yeah, and he's right in his face too.
He's
Because
totally
it cuts
right
to
in
a
his face.
two-shot from the wide angle.
Yeah.
As Wolf goes right up to him, like, "Have you ever even seen him?"
Yeah, it's a complete failure. Everybody sees this coming,
Yeah.
and he decides to go to,
Just-
did you ever even see
yeah,
him?
just
Which
put his
the
foot
guy
in it.
could just say, yeah, I saw him. We played with some flowers. We threw flowers in
I got
the
at this
pond.
windmill for a while.
Yeah, I was at the windmill. My dad's me at the fucking windmill.
Yeah, it was-
The most vivid recollection of my life. The little ratchet sound.
Yeah, and he starts to play with his monocle.
Yeah.
He, wedges it into the wooden or whatever.
Does he do that here or next week?
He wedges it in there just as he's saying
Okay.
but a child at the time about the age of your own son.
How does he know how old Peter is?
Yeah, that's a
He
good
just
question.
knows,
He
I
just
guess.
knows. It's all the talk in Frankenstein that
That Peter is
Peter
a big
is
part
big,
of it.
big obnoxious little turd. And,
Yeah, that makes sense, actually, that Peter's notoriety would have...
the guy that met him at the train, the officer, you should see this fucking kid.
yeah, I suppose. Well, actually, there you go. It's my assumption that Krog was there, or at the very least, it's his man driving the car.
Yeah, it was reported back to.
So this should have
maybe
been covered
Krog,
weeks ago.
Krog
but-
had something to do at the office in between.
he had some other. He's a busy man.
He's the chief inspector of the village.
Maybe somebody else got killed. Maybe another.
Yeah, there was another.
There's some murders. We'll talk about that more
Yeah.
in coming weeks.
Right.
Follow us on. Oh, you're not.
No, I'm not quite.
Let's do it.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it.
How old is Peter? How old is Peter? 7, 6,
No,
5, 4?
4, 5.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, my
goodness.
God!
Excuse me.
Wow.
Wow, a lot of onions
It's
in that
it's
omelet.
that egg salad burrito I had for breakfast.
Oh man, can't even. It's unlistenable. This podcast. It's just unlistenable.
Oh.